What up, hotheads? I'm Henry, and this is Blaze the Roof. Today we're going to be reviewing a sauce from a company called Torchbearer. The sauce itself is called Son of Zombie. There is another sauce from that same company called Zombie Apocalypse. So it's supposed to be, I guess, a lesser version of it, or not lesser, but less intense version of it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is talk a little bit about Torchbearer, right? Torchbearer is out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, all right? It was formed by three guys. The only thing I know is their names are, let's see, Vid, Ben, and Tim, all right? And they have basically won all sorts of awards and are just huge enthusiasts when it comes to hot sauce. And I think it comes across in how varied their sauces are. They have a bunch of different varieties. I mean, they have horseradish sauces. They have this one, which has a lot of interesting ingredients. And then, of course, they have like garlic reaper, which is coming up in 2 episodes. So really excited to try that one. All right. So a little bit about Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. There's really not much else to note of it except the fact that it is the hometown of Bret Michaels, Bobby Dahl, and Ricky Rocket from Poison. That's a bad city. Anyway, not a fan of that band. They're terrible. Anyway, let's now look at the packaging. All right, so let's take a look at the bottle here now. So Torchbearer has a very interesting characteristic to all their labels. They're all very cartoony. They're all kind of funny as well. So if you notice this one, there's a little baby zombie there, right? Their slogan is also accidentally healthy, intentionally delicious, right? So they pride themselves on using all natural ingredients. This one also says it's XXX hot. Let's see if that actually holds up. But all in all, yeah, I think it's just, it's very fun, right? I mean, we've seen other labels that are a lot more elegant or trying to look almost like, like fancy liquor bottles or something to that effect, right? This one, right, they're just having fun with it, very cartoony, but really awesome. I like the use of the fonts and everything. So moving on to ingredients. So this one has a ton of ingredients, so let me do my best here, right? So we're talking about honey, apple cider vinegar, tomato paste, water, garlic, ghost pepper, habanero, distilled white vinegar, brown sugar, canola oil, lemon juice, molasses, mandarin orange, diced tomatoes, carrot, mustard powder, turmeric, garlic powder, onions, salt, crushed red pepper, white sugar, chili powder, oregano, and black pepper. So quite a few ingredients there. The one ingredient that I don't think we've talked about. I don't believe we've talked about ghost peppers yet. But actually the ingredient I want to focus on today is honey, right? Some of you freaks have used it in the bedroom, right? Some of you use it for breakfast. Or for just to sweeten up a few other things around mealtime, right? So there's quite a few interesting facts about honey. It never spoils. It's about 80% sugars and 20% water. Bees have to visit 2 million flowers to be able to make enough to make a pound of honey. So, you ever heard the phrase a busy bee? Like, 2 million, that's a lot of flowers there, right? A bee will only create about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in a lifetime. And actually, it's the only food that contains all substances needed to sustain life. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is let's move on. Well, before we move on, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
There comes a day when it's time to let children come of age. That time can come sooner than you think with this, my little nail gun. The nail gun specifically designed for the contours of your little one's hands. Approved for ages 12 and under.
Now for the moment of truth. As usual, always shake it up, right? Not all of these contain xanthan gum or something else that keeps them from separating. So you want to be sure you shake it up and enjoy it, right? All right. So this sauce clocks in at 24,000. It's about twice. It's supposed to be twice as spicy as the Yucateco last week, or the prior week. And as you see, it's a reddish brownish color. You can see red chunks flying around in there, or floating around, right? So you can see the pepper, the chili, crushed chili peppers, right? So, all right, let's see how this goes. All right. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't seem hotter than the Yucateco. Actually, that one seemed a little bit more intense than this one. Still good. It's still got a lot of flavor. There's all the fruit. I think goes really well with ghost pepper. Ghost pepper by itself has a very nice fruity flavor to begin with. So it's a descendant of habanero. So habaneros good with fruit, and same thing with ghost peppers, right? You really taste the honey and a lot of the sweet items that were in here, right? So again, even the vinegar is apple cider vinegar. You have molasses, you have brown sugar. So there's a lot of sweetness in here. So I think that actually cuts down a lot of the heat, right? So anything sweet, basically acidic, or dairy will cut down the heat from these particular items. So with these sauces, shall I say. You feel the burn in the back of the tongue, a little bit at the tip of the tongue, and it is a slow burn, right? Much like habanero, but again, it's a little bit stronger. This one though, it's not a bad sauce, and really flavorful, very tasty, very the sweetness mixed with the spiciness. I think you could do a lot of really cool things with this. So I did already make a recipe with this where I made a pork tenderloin Diablo. Essentially, it's got a sauce that's like Dijon and cream, but then you mix in this particular sauce into it, and it was really neat to have that mixture of the sweetness, the heat, and then also some of the creaminess from the sauce, and on top of pork, right? I know you're gonna get tired of hearing me say putting hot sauce on pork, right? This is perfect, honestly, to just put on a pork tenderloin or pork chops, because again, sweet and pork go real well together. I think you could do a lot with this. I've even thrown this on some papas y chorizo and came out phenomenal. Again, right? Just get creative, have fun with it, and again, really highly recommend this sauce. Just beautiful balance of sweet and hot and just overall flavor, right? And again, yeah, it's at 24,000 SHUs, but again, very bearable. So give it a shot, right? Look for it on Hedonist or just search for it on Amazon. I mean, that's where I found it. So, all right, well, next week we will be reviewing Bravado's Black Garlic Hot Sauce. Looking forward to that one. Very unique ingredient, right? Black garlic. We'll talk a little bit about that next week. So, until then, I'm Henry B, and remember, spice up your life. Take care.